He was with him, was splashing, and so is the game Spitta. The mistakes that NAPPA made in Dragon Ball Z, which led to him getting incapacitated by Goku, which further led him to being crushed, getting deleted by his right-hand man. Yeah, his own Saiyan comrade, Vegeta. Yeah.
Yeah, because Vegeta had a lot of bodies. Vegeta had more bodies than Soldier Slim and Booster combined. And NAPPA, I don't know how many bodies he got, but yeah, he made a lot of mistakes. And they didn't learn off of the mistakes Raditz made. They didn't learn. Too cocky, too arrogant. Too much pride. But see, that's in the Saiyan DNA. They can't help themselves. They got too much pride. Still, so NAPPA, you know, he was rocking with Vegeta. You could separate the two. Like Von and T-Roy, yeah. But see, NAPPA, it was too many mistakes he made, and Vegeta being tactical, even though that's his right man, Vegeta paid attention to all that stuff. All he did was wait till he made the last mistake before he crushed him. So NAPPA, you know, came down on Earth looking for the Dragon Balls, you know, exposing himself as far as him not having no sense, not having no, yeah, you just strong for no reason. Yeah, yes, because when they first got to Earth, NAPPA was so excited to destroy shit and cause destruction. But he ain't heed the warning before destruction. Yeah, when they first landed on Earth, first thing NAPPA did was blow up a city full of people, full of population, delete everybody, trying to impress Vegeta, not knowing that Vegeta got way more sense than that. You know, Vegeta told that man, like, yeah, like, we came here for the Dragon Balls, right? Yeah, we did, Vegeta. So if one of them Dragon Balls was in that city that you just destroyed, what we gonna do? It shouldn't take for Vegeta to explain that to you. You should know better. I don't believe he was an elite, but he probably thought he was an elite Saiyan in his own mind. So yeah, don't be delusional. Nah, you know.
So what should we do with these gawking fools? They bother me.
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you decide for once?
Really? Thanks, Vegeta. This is gonna be a lot of fun for me.
What are they doing? This is intense.
Do you think I was trying too hard to impress them, Vegeta?
There isn't anyone left to impress, NAPPA. I should have known better than to let you have any fun.
But why? Hey, come on. A little destruction won't affect the sale price of this planet. What's the big deal?
Try to use your brain. We came here for the Dragon Balls, remember? For the wish. You remember the wish, don't you, NAPPA?
Well, yeah. We were gonna wish for immortality, weren't we?
Good, and we need all 7 balls, right? So let me ask you, what if one of the balls happened to be in the city you just destroyed?
I'm sorry. I guess I just forgot about that, huh?
Well, let's both forget about it. What's done cannot be undone. Now first, we need to find out who has the highest power level. He'll be the one who finished off Raditz.
But yeah, so when they got on Earth, he blew up that city. Vegeta let it be known, like, yeah, if we came here for the Dragon Ball, what if one of the Dragon Balls is in that city that you just destroyed? And we trying to be immortal. We trying to be eternal. Because we need enough power and enough force to go against Frieza's army. Yeah. We need to go against Frieza's army, so you jeopardizing that right there. Well, that was strike one. So yeah, they pull up on the Dragon Ball Z fighters. He was damn near a bully. And he was having a whole lot of fun. Stepping on them. Yeah. While Vegeta just standing back watching. And you know, Vegeta, he probably was impressed a little bit. Probably was impressed with a little smirk on his face. Not getting his hands dirty. I'm going to let NAPPA handle that right there. Let the Dragon Ball Z heroes try to use all their tactics, everything they learned when they was training in this battle right here. So they can make it out alive. So they can make sure they family straight. Bulma, Chi-Chi, all that there. Him and Vegeta had the scouters. And Nappa read the scouters of their power level. And Vegeta, like I said, Vegeta, him having way more sense, being way more tactical. So that's why I respect him, even though he made mistakes too. But he knew he wasn't the Prince of All Saiyan for no reason now. When Nappa read Gohan and Krillin and everybody power levels, Vegeta had to let it be known. You can't rely on that right there. I know we used to doing, but when it comes to these guys, because Vegeta pay attention. Yeah, so Nappa didn't learn from Raditz mistakes. Vegeta was paying attention the whole time, observing that battle right there. That's the same reason why he ain't looking for the Dragon Balls to bring Raditz back to life. No. I didn't pay attention to that battle right there. Why would I bring you back to life and you a liability? You would get us crushed and deleted trying to go against Frieza and his army. You couldn't even defeat two guys that weren't even on your level when it came to stepping. So I don't understand why Nappa think the way he do or not think at all.
Raditz stinks.
He's a complete disgrace. How could he let himself be beaten by men with such low fighting power?
I don't know. Maybe
if we can get our hands on those 7 Dragon Balls, then we can wish for anything we want. Once we force Kakarot's friends to tell us how to find the Dragon Balls, we'll eliminate them, along with anyone else who tries to stand in our way.
And then we can wish Raditz back to life.
No, that would be a wasted wish. Raditz was a weakling and a fool. Any Saiyan who could be defeated so easily doesn't deserve to live.
Yeah, Raditz. Yeah, I could see y'all clowning him, and yeah, you ain't have enough sense to, like Vegeta, to realize that that's not somebody y'all need on y'all team. Yeah, he made his mistakes, and he couldn't keep up. And it seemed like you exposed yourself.
So why would we care about Raditz? Well, he couldn't even complete the mission. Yeah, we sent you on a planet where ain't nobody power level was higher than 300, 400. And you couldn't even handle that right there. And you at 1,200. So ain't no excuse. And Goku and Piccolo could have been an easy kill. But like I said, you know, the demons, they get cocky now. And they get that murder ball. They think, yeah, they could just do whatever. Just handle the ops any type of way. Yeah, without using strategy. They think the ops are weak. Then it's when they start letting their guard down. And that's when that's what give them the chance to luck up on a kill. And not just any kill, yeah, on a big fish. Because you to convince yourself, you to convince your brain and finesse yourself out of life. Because of your ego. Yeah, because of your arrogance. So how we bring back Raditz and Nappa, you on the track, you on the same track to making the same mistakes. Like you're not learning. Me and you watched that battle. Me and you did commentary with each other on that battle behind the scenes, telling each other like, oh yeah, look, he made that mistake. Yeah, we watched that whole battle like, okay, yeah, Raditz gonna step on them. Okay, yeah, first we had faith in them. Yeah, because we know how we rock. We know how we taught him to maneuver. And maybe that was our mistake. We taught him to move too cocky. He didn't learn the other side. Just like, but me and NAPPA, you and NAPPA, VEGETA and NAPPA watching all that does. So NAPPA, I don't see how VEGETA picked up on, you didn't even pick up on 25% of what VEGETA picked up on with that battle right there. So battle, yeah, we get a rush out of watching fights and battles. Yeah, but it's a lot on the line. We going up against Frieza, his army. Yeah, we trying to become immortal. We need immortality. And you and me and you just watch Raditz fuck up his part of the plan. Trying to get Kakarot to join the team. And then he was supposed to crush Kakarot on sight. He made his first mistake. He didn't crush Piccolo. Yeah, because that would have changed the whole trajectory of that situation right there. It would have took a miracle. It would have took Corn. It was so many mistakes Raditz made. He should have crushed Piccolo on sight when they first ran down on each other. Yeah, but see, he just all over the place like NAPPA was. He just, as soon as that scouter brought up Goku at his power level, yeah, he look at Piccolo like, he weak, so I'm just, fly over here and just, I run this. Not understanding, you ain't track, you ain't keeping track of the mistakes you making, the steps that you taking in this battle. Because this strategy, this chess, this ain't checkers now. He should have knew better. Raditz should have knew better. But NAPPA was watching that battle, laughing with VEGETA the whole time. So you was laughing with VEGETA, but you ain't learned nothing. See, you taking the wrong L's. You need to take the L's that can benefit you in your situation. Don't take the wrong L's because you're too busy laughing, but you're not learning. Yeah. So that give you more L's to take because you were so busy laughing, taking the wrong L's, that led to the more wronger L's, like taking losses and being a liability, them type of L's. We're supposed to focus on the positive L's, the right L's, learning, listening, leaving off of that planet alive. Yeah, you think you taking the right L's because you thinking you too busy trying to be the Lord of Destruction, like Beerus. But no, that ain't your lane. Listen first. Learn first. You don't even gather enough skills. You don't pay attention to these battles. So even if you did survive that and played your part on planet Earth against the Earth guys, like, that's how you know Vegeta had to do that to you right there, because he not even really, that was backdoor, but he had to, because you forced him to do that. You forced his hand, because if you're not listening, if you're not paying attention, if you're not on your P's and Q's here, and we fighting against guys that ain't even on our level, when it come to battle, how can I trust, how can I bring you to fight bigger demons on planet Namek? Took notes. Well, you can't rely on that scouter. They got abilities. They may be weak, but they got abilities to, contribute to this battle. And NAPPA just, that went through one ear, not the other. So all that mocking and trolling that NAPPA was doing, calling them weaklings and all that there, having fun, deleting one by one the Z fighters in that battle. He had a whole lot of fun. But he deleted them not knowing. They get privileges in the afterlife. So you basically did them a favor because they got a chance to train with King Kai. Now Goku come into the mix. That's when his flaws get exposed. Because it's too many mistakes. Vegeta was trying to give him pointers during the battle. You're trying to give him little tips. But all that when Goku came, he told him, sit back, relax, chill. Because Goku was putting an ass whooping on him. Goku was too fast for NAPPA. He was getting frustrated because the previous opponents was a far stretch from that.
He didn't understand that there. He ain't like that right there. The Goku kept one up at him on all these techniques, making him look like a fool when it come to battle. Yeah. So Vegeta being a shot caller, he already know what it's finna go. So he said, Nappa, just chill. Like, let's tag. You tag me in. And he didn't see the warning before destruction. Yeah, he said, okay, Vegeta, I'll sit this one out. But then he's so addicted to his arousal, Kaioken, and turned it up. And yeah, like in order to save his son, he had to incapacitate this man because he not in control. He don't know how to, he don't got self-control. He ain't got the ability. I forgot what he even came to Earth for. Yeah, that's how spaghetti brained he is. That's how ramen noodle brained he is. Because he was having so much fun. I didn't think, I wouldn't be surprised if he forgot that he was there for the Dragon Balls. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't have killed Piccolo. Understand that though. So you just all over the place. you just all over the place. No self-control, no discipline. Vegeta giving you direction. You're not heeding. You're not, it's going one end out the other. He still did his own thing. He wasn't trying to take advice, knowing that Vegeta is tactical. He can survive these type of battles way more than you can. But you don't see that side right there. You just see shoot, kill, and redo over. Shoot, kill. Yeah, that's all he know. And he thought that was enough for him to be on that elite level. Nah, you got to play offense and defense. And Allah or Jesus, they're not the ones that give you the murder ball, but they can add to the equation. Because Goku, he not trying to kill. He ain't trying to have that murder ball. He nobody. I mean, you got incapacitated by somebody that ain't even trying to murder nothing. I bet you didn't see it coming. You ain't, yeah, so when you ran toward Gohan, made that final mistake for the last time, because Vegeta watching everything now. When Earth forget the Dragon Balls, and Apple was like, oh yeah, so we could bring Raditz back to life. And Vegeta was like, no. He laughed at that right there. Like, nah, we ain't trying to bring, nah. We only got one wish, Ray J. If I had one wish, I'd bring back Raditz. Nah. He not singing that song right there. On the way to Earth in that space pod from Dragon Balls. He not singing that. He said, yeah, I'm trying to get immortal. We let's not lose focus now. We trying to go against the grain. We trying to go against Frieza and his army. Yeah, like not only do you ain't got common sense, you far from it. You might as well be Patrick Star. It don't take a rocket scientist to understand that right there. It don't take, yes, it don't take Vegeta telling you. It don't take that right there. All it takes, Nappa, is for you to pay attention and realize little easy, small details. You put that together in your own head. You ain't need Vegeta to tell you that. If you know that the plan is to go against Frieza and his army and buck up and be rebellious and try to take over, what type of, that's a wrong chess move, homie. He not thinking about shit. He ain't strategizing. He not organized. We ain't sentimental. That's not what we in this for. We demons. We monsters. That sentimental shit, you leave that to Goku and all that there. Sense do that make? We trying to defeat Frieza and put ourselves in a better position to go against that army right there. And you think about bringing back somebody that ain't even contributing the right way because he made a whole lot of mistakes, just like you did. We ain't wasting that. That's wasting. We only got one wish with these Dragon Balls. So bring back Raditz for what? I need immortality. If Vegeta the one that deleted you, you know for sure that yeah, he not finna. You just scratch yourself on the list, knowing that Raditz did the same thing before you even did it. So you're not paying attention. You're not aware of your surroundings. You ain't. Yeah, like you ain't. You dick ride Vegeta so much and kiss up to him so much, but why do you not pick up on his mindset, his tactics? Why do you not pick up on him being clever and you know, playing chess the right way? Because I mean, playing chess the right way don't mean you just go 100% win. That's not what that means. But it lower your chances of getting deleted. That's why he lasted so long before he got crushed by Frieza. He lasted a long time. Yeah, so you just too brain dead for him to spare you. No, you brain dead. You gonna get us deleted. Yeah, because if you moving like this, ain't no telling we get to Namek. Yeah, Vegeta did better on Namek by himself. Matter of fact, he teamed up with the opponents on Earth. He teamed up with Krillin and Gohan. So he had more help with Gohan and Krillin. Two the Z fighters that you used trolling, that you deemed in your head as weaklings. Yeah, he had more help with them, and he did better with them. They listened more than you did on Planet Namek. When they was going against the Ginyu Force and had to team up, they listened more and contributed more to that battle and paid attention more in that battle before Piccolo and Goku even came. They didn't have no problem listening to Vegeta, even though they wasn't on his. Yeah, they weren't all the way on the same page because they go off for mercy and having a good heart and yeah, y'all demons, y'all steppers, but they listened more than you did. It was too many reasons. It was too many warnings before destruction that let you know, yeah, to be more careful in your decision making. And you just ignored all of them. What I'm gonna do with an incapacitated partner? I gotta drag. Let's say I did want to keep you alive. I gotta kill the people on this earth and then drag your body to the space pod. No, not doing that right there. Another mistake he made. He killed Piccolo, not understanding. That's why I say he forgot why they went to Earth in the first place, because they looking for the Dragon Balls. So that's too many strikes against you. That's too many. Yeah, you striked out, homie. Because the first strike, you blew up that city, and Vegeta told you, what if them Dragon Balls was in that city that you just blew up? That's the first strike. He let you ride with that. Yeah, and then you still being cocky. You still not making the right choices and decision making. You still not. You still too much motivated by bullshit and killing and all that there. But you ain't doing it the right way. You just reckless with it. You just because you so focused on having fun and torturing your enemies that are your opponent.
You keep forgetting that we here for the Dragon Balls. You keep forgetting that we here to wish for immortality. You keep forgetting that we looking for the Dragon Balls. You keep forgetting that we trying to go against Frieza army. Yeah. Keep forgetting all that there.
But you blew up one of the planets without knowing if it was a Dragon Ball in it. Yeah, you killed Piccolo. So now we can't use Dragon Balls. And then the last mistake was the last mistake. You went. I told you to sit this out, and you still want to battle, thinking Goku not for the protect his loved ones. So Vegeta got fed up. So I don't blame Vegeta, especially when you had too many warnings before destruction. You see what happened to Raditz. You seen, yeah. So I don't get that right there. Like you seen, yeah. So even though what Vegeta did was backdoor, selfish, I can't blame him for that there because you did what you wanted to do. You kept losing track of the mission that we trying to accomplish. We a team. We a unit. Yeah, we trying to accomplish something. We ain't just in this shit just to, yeah. So you keep forgetting that constantly. I mean, why would I drag your alive carcass into the space pod and put you? I mean, they got healing chambers, but we ain't got time for that right there. And we trying to go against Frieza army. I don't want to be around him for another second. So he the one that got the healing pod set up. So I gotta go through his men and put you in there knowing I'm trying to delete all them. You took Goku kindness for weakness. Looking at all the dead bodies, being sentimental. Like, damn, I came too late. Damn, Tien, Yamcha, Piccolo. And you bragging on that there. Like, yeah, oh, was that your little friend that got blew up? Oh yeah, he was an easy target trying to provoke Goku. And Goku being so humble, he didn't respond to that right there. He just showed you the business. You was the first example to show what he learned when he went to the afterlife and got trained.
About it is your mistakes. I don't feel bad that your right hand man backdoors you like that, and he ain't had no choice. Because if you'd have just paid attention, if you'd have just played your role and understand that, you got a role to play. Sit back. Play your position. Because not only is Vegeta taking notes, because he know everybody action got consequence. So if you would have handled it the right way, if you would have played your position, listen, pick up on certain easy, small, simple details, that way, Vegeta would have finished the Earth guys that faster. He would have had help, nah. They probably would have never won if you would have played your part, played your position, and listen and take heed, and yeah, y'all probably would have won. Yeah, he had to curse you. He had to delete you. He had to sacrifice. Yeah, he had to, yeah. Because even when you take your mistakes back, you probably made some irreversible mistakes with the decision making that you did. So he had to pretty much, get you up out of here. Because you could have been there helping him out with the Earth guys, and that would have changed history. I don't know what would have happened if we went past that point. Eventually, if you'd probably paid your part and y'all had that victory, that don't mean that you couldn't made the same mistakes, jeopardizing y'all plan and y'all goal and y'all destiny. Yeah, just because you play your part and listen and do it the right way. Handle yourself mature. Because in your head, I know you think you're an elite Saiyan now. There ain't nobody here to stamp that there. Of course you would call yourself that when everybody gone. So you gotta think like an elite Saiyan. You gotta think like you got some sense. Like you on the same focus that Vegeta on, and we on the same page. Why I gotta search through the textbook in the glossary just to find you all the way in the glossary. You all the way somewhere where they ain't even, you all over the place. Because you could have helped that battle right there. You making no mistakes probably would have been the difference between y'all handling that battle. But like I said, if you would have won that battle, ain't no tell. Just because you did the right thing on that planet, who's to say? You would have made mistakes on Planet Namek, costing y'all survival, costing, make a mistake after a mistake, getting Vegeta deleted by you and Vegeta, getting y'all deleted because you don't want to listen. But this time, this ain't, if you can't listen to Vegeta, what he telling you, as we fighting the Earth guys that ain't got a chance against us, then how can I take a chance or a risk with all that's at stake and what I'm trying to accomplish with bringing you with me to Namek to fight bigger monsters, to fight other demons. That's, another level. So I got to delete you right here. Nappa, don't you understand? If you'd have just played your part, played your role, your position, something that's that easy to do. It's not rocket science. Don't you understand? It would have caused Vegeta a lot less problems, a lot less, a lot of things he had to resort to. Like he wouldn't have had to resort to using the tail and using the moon and all that. If you would have played your part and been around long enough to contribute to that battle right there, so y'all would have defeated
the Z Warrior is that much easier. Yeah. He would have never had to turn into a great ape. Yeah. He would have never got frustrated in battle and made the mistakes he made because of the effects that you caused, the effects your mistakes had on that battle right there. Your mistakes affected Vegeta and made him make mistakes of his own that he would have never made. On his own tip, on his own, yeah. Your mistakes caused him to make his mistakes because you don't want to listen, because all you care about is your dominance. All you care about is you being the big dog and you crushing everything and deleting everything and destroying everything. You want to be the god of destruction like Beerus. When that's not your lane, that's not your role. You couldn't even be a part of the Ginyu Force. So you need to focus on playing your part and playing your position the way Vegeta tell you to. You need to focus on being on his time and not being on Namek. You're not peeping and paying attention to different little techniques. Now learning. Vegeta not finna hold your hand through all that. Vegeta not finna slow himself down trying to explain to you these scholars is not, like we moving past this. You can't keep up, then you going, and I can't allow you to get us deleted because I'm putting my power, I know how to control my power level without the scholar, but you just want to destroy shit. You just want to, you'll raise your power level at the wrong time and have Frieza Army find us quicker and delete us faster before we even get to one of the Dragon Balls. So he had every right. It made every bit of sense to make that move right there, to crush you, to get you up out of here, to delete you. Once you got incapacitated by Goku, after doing all that trolling, that was when Vegeta knew, I gotta crush this man. I gotta get him up out of here. There's no other way. Or